Hi everyone, Juliana, wellbeing mentor here, talking to you today about making yourself the number one priority in your life, the why and the how. Now, the title of this video is How to Make Yourself the Number One Priority and Why It Will Save Your Life. It's a pretty bold statement, yes, and it's true. But first, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Juliana and I am a well-being mentor at Elemental Truth. I help and support people through the journey of self-discovery, transforming their lives into empowered experiences and mastery. I would be very grateful if you click the subscribe button and the bell below to get notified when we upload more videos. Resources to open your mind and heart into knowing yourself better, bringing clarity and freedom back into your life. We also have some great guided meditation videos that I add each week, giving you a variety of choices to support giving yourself space in your day, something that we're going to dive into here in just a minute. Okay, so getting back to topic, you, the most important person, being focus, priority in your life, period. So now sit with that for a second. Actually say it out loud to yourself. Repeat after me. I am the most important person, being focus and priority in my life. How does that sit with you? Does it make you wiggle uncomfortably in your seat? Does it sound selfish? Does it bring up emotions of guilt, or does it just sound downright wrong? Taking the time and intention to become aware of how thoughts make you feel is essential in this journey towards living a better life and truly saving your life. Every thought comes with an emotion. Every emotion comes with a thought. They are like coupled partners, and they don't exist inside of you, one without the other. And this dynamic duo powerfully affects your body, how it functions, and your overall well-being. Once you become more and more aware of this, you begin to see the subconscious patterns that are making you sick, unhappy, and a prisoner in your own skin. They make up your repeated habits of being, how you react, your personality. How many times have you heard someone say, I'm just not patient. I wasn't born that way. I just can't help myself. I just have a bad temper. It's genetic, etc. Those uncontrollable traits or habits of behavior are not really uncontrollable. We feel this way because we are allowing our minds to make the choices for us as to how we are behaving, what actions to take, and what we decide to do with each moment. So here we're going to rock the boat a bit on a set of paradigms in our society that are pretty set from many, many years, which is our minds are our greatest ally and we should let it run the show. I know it sounds logical and right, but it's so not. Our minds are wonderful, amazing tools, instruments for us to live in this world as humans. It has evolved as a danger radar, a librarian of sensorial information, historical data, and analytics. It can calculate in a millisecond whether or not we need to bust out the defenses in the sign of conflict or danger. And this is what it is so good at, and thank goodness we have it. But in our everyday lives, we cannot allow our minds to be the leader. There is another voice or consciousness inside of us that is the real us. And that is the one that is connected to our soul, our true passions, our purpose, our love, and our heart. Okay, so now before you go off thinking that we've entered into the twilight zone or I'm starting to get a little too woo-woo, just hear me out. Can you recall the last time you got into your car and started driving to some place that you're really used to going to? Maybe the grocery store or the kids' school or work. You got in, you started the car, and before you knew it, you were parked and you were there. And you have no idea how you got there. You know, you obviously turned on the right street, you stopped at the red lights and the stop signs, and hopefully you didn't run anyone over. But you can't really recall how you got there. You weren't present. Your mind, your brain did its job. It told your body to turn the steering wheel, press the brakes, whatever. But you, the real you, wasn't really present. And that is why you can't remember the trip at all. So now that you have a little bit of an example, hopefully to help you understand a bit more the different perspectives within you, You might argue and say, well, Juliana, when I'm getting ready to have an argument or a fight, I am very present and I still lose my temper or say things that I later regret. So, how does that make any sense? And yes, you're right. You are present, but not in control. Your mind, or not just not in control, you're not aware. Your mind is still leading these behaviors. It's as if the you, the real you, is sitting in the background watching all this happen, but your mind is the one dictating what you're saying and what you're feeling, tensing the body so it's ready for fight or flight, causing your heart to speed up, and finding the words that you have used in the past or have seen in the past used as reference as to how to maneuver this present event. You are allowing your survival mechanisms and instinctive reactions to dictate what is happening to you and within you. So just learning to recognize this is a huge, massive first step, because as you begin to witness this happen each time, you begin to discern when you're actually you and when you're allowing your choices to be made by your mind. So what does all of this have to do with saving your life and making yourself the priority? In order to become more aware of how your life is transpiring and your presence in it, it takes intention and effort and consistency. Like anything else, you must focus all of your energy on the subject at hand. In this case, you, all day and all night. And as you start to become more self-involved, observing the stirrings inside you, watching how your thoughts and emotions affect your experience all day and night, you begin to see that you do have choices to make as to how you want to how you wish to live your life. This shift in perspective is inevitable and brings with it a freedom you probably have never felt before, or maybe you did, but it was when you were really small. But it's probably been a long time. This freedom and change in paradigm begins to affect how you feel in your body, how your stress levels are managed, your relationships, and the dynamics in each of them. And as you begin to work more and more with yourself, you begin to solidify new patterns in your day because you want to feel this more and more. You begin to be more aware of what your choices that you're making for your nutrition, how you eat, what kind of people you have around you, movement of your body, connecting to nature, and all the other things that bring you joy and peace. It begins slow, but when you are so aware of this massive change in how you feel, you don't want to ever fall back into the old ways. You will, but you'll always bounce back, because you're going to have more energy to have more beautiful moments with your kids, your loved ones. You have the patience that you never thought you'd ever have. You smile more. Your body begins to change, to relax enough to feel better and heal itself. And in the end, your well-being literally skyrockets. And by being self-absorbed, you've given yourself not just the gift for yourself, but a gift for all of those around you. You are able to give more quality. You're able to love with less hangups and limitations and insecurities. By taking time each day to give yourself the space to be aware, to bring more freedom into your life, you give others the example of this well-being. Now look, regardless of what your belief system is, it is well known in the scientific world that we are all connected. We affect each other by simply being close to each other. So imagine if you are now balanced, more joy-filled, and more you, what kind of effect does this have on the whole, on your loved ones, on your family? It's contagious. So now we've outlined the why, and truthfully, I could probably talk all day about this, but I want to move on now into the how. When I was personally going through this learning process, it would irritate me to no end when my coach or therapist would simply say, just stop being that way. Just be more aware. Snap out of your survival mechanisms. Just decide to not be like that anymore. Really? Seriously? What the? I would sit in my car after a session and try to snap my mind out of thinking whatever it was or not feeling what I was feeling. And truthfully, I felt like it was impossible to just stop being how I have been for decades at the snap of my fingers, no matter how much I wanted to believe that I could. There may be some few people out there who may have had a traumatic event or moment of illumination where they were able to just switch off that particular mindset and be more them. But for the majority of us, it will take a commitment to the process, a commitment to put yourself first every day, all day, no matter what. Does that mean I feed myself and just, I say to myself, screw my kids, let's see what the hell they eat on their own? No, obviously not. That's not the type of self-focused choices we're talking about. But I would argue that you do have to organize your day. Take the time to plan and set aside at least an hour, hopefully, for yourself every single day. Yeah, 1 hour at least. So here's where making yourself number one comes in big time. If I know that eating well is important for me so that my body can feel better, the inflammation in my body reduces, I can move better with less pain, etc. Or maybe it's taking a 20-minute walk every day, then I will make the effort, the sacrifice to wake up earlier or ask my partner to pick up the kids on alternate days or whatever arrangements and conversations I need to make to have the time to do just that. Maybe you have to negotiate with your family in order to give yourself this space. Okay, do it. Maybe you have to give up some other things like, I don't know, for me, sitting on the couch at 11 o'clock at night, mindlessly watching Seinfeld for the millionth time. Okay, do that. Here is where your choice and priorities come in. Is it more important to sleep in that extra half hour or get up to fix all the lunches and then maybe have that time to take that walk in the afternoon on your own? Or pre-prep veggies and food on the Sunday so that during the week, meal preps are easier in order to have more time and fresh and healthier choices. It's all about choice. Each moment you have the choice to choose your choice or allow your habits, your mind to make the choice for you. So here is my number one tool for how to make yourself your number one priority, the daily well-being checklist. This isn't some revolutionary new concept, but it is certainly one that is effective and probably the hardest thing to do. It basically is a list of 10 things you choose to add into your day, rain, hell, or high water, that brings you peace, well-being, joy, and relaxation, and then adding the intention behind each action. It isn't just a matter of mindlessly doing things. It is the intention and the focus behind each choice and each action that is magical. You are doing things that you have intimately chosen for yourself for the sole purpose of bringing yourself joy and evidence of your love for yourself. So for example, some of my well-being choices are, number one, listening to music. Why? Because it helps my body be more in tune with my heart and what I feel. And some days it's classical, some days it's hard rock, and some days it's straight up reggaeton. Movement is my second action. I schedule this in my week with some variety so I can fit it in and have some flexibility. Like I alternate walking outside, stretching at home, cardio or weightlifting sessions, and dancing. It again allows me to physically feel the commitment to myself, the unconditionality of this love that I have for myself. Okay, number three, meditation or mindfulness. So some days I don't have an hour to be alone with my candles lit and sitting on my meditation cushion. And on those days, I choose other ways to be mindful, like breathing exercises or simply a quick 10-minute meditation in my closet. I'm not kidding. I sneak away and sit in the floor of my closet as a way to have privacy and give myself that time. Especially after you have done it a few times, you want to give yourself that time because you feel so good afterwards. So going in the closet is a plus for me. Number four, upon waking, I have a large glass of water because I know my body needs to eliminate any toxins it's been so diligently and lovingly releasing during the night. I want to wake up my body and start it off with support. Okay, so I can almost feel some of you rolling your eyes at me and wondering how in the heck am I going to have enough time to finish 10 things if just hearing about 4 of them is already overwhelming. So I get it. Here is the beauty of this whole thing. You begin to plan your choices in such a way that you can check off probably several at one time. For example, I have my glass of water, then go down to my basement and do my half-hour workout, which I jam out with my favorite music for that day, and then cool down with some breathing exercises and a quick 10-minute meditation to start my day. Bam! In less than half an hour, I have crossed off almost half of my list and gotten off to a great start, showing and telling myself how much I love her. I am now ready to face more moments in my day with balance and clarity and support. My support and love for myself. There's nothing better, stronger, braver, or more amazing. Now, this is not a race or one more thing to get you stressed out about. Creating your list should be a fun activity, and the energy you bring to your choices should be one of imagination and joy. If you just randomly choose things you think you should do, you're missing the point. Each choice must really ring true to your authentic self. So, not sure who that is yet? No worries. As you start to do activities in your day for the simple reason of bringing yourself joy, calm, or space, things will become clearer. You will begin to have an intimate view of your real feelings, your authentic desires, boundaries, and purpose. When you quiet the mind enough and sit in presence with yourself, truly amazing things begin to happen. You begin to have a genuine relationship with yourself. Mind blown. You get a fine-tuned view of the automatic thoughts that you have been floating in your head for so many years, making you feel things you didn't even know you were feeling. But I do want to make a clarification here. This is all about rediscovering who you are, what makes you tick, and improve your well-being. And to do that, you are focused on how you feel. Because at the end of the day, it's not about resisting your thoughts or resisting your emotions. They are there as red flags to help you see where there are points needing your attention, healing, and support. Once you've observed these inside, you are then aware of them and can then lovingly look at each one, acknowledging them and allowing them to kind of do their thing and float out. But that is a topic for a whole other session, so look out in our playlist for more videos like that. So, self-care with intention, the well-being checklist, a great tool if you want to use it to help you stay on track consistently, prioritizing yourself, filling your day with love and joy. However you go about this, make sure you are being honest with yourself, that you are giving yourself the space to be with yourself every day without the noise in your head. That when you give yourself more love, you undoubtedly have much more to give to your loved ones and your environment. You have more freedom to choose how you experience your life, how you want to respond to the world around you, and be the real you. It's called your sovereignty. And because you are amazing, and all the wisdom and truth you will ever need is already within you. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to read them below. If you have any requests of topics to cover, please also leave suggestions below. Thank you for watching and choosing you.